Good morning. I think I might change my YouTube channel to Chronicles from my car. Because I'm always just getting all this goodness in this front seat of this car. Anyway, I think it's just my quiet time with God anyway. And I just love to share it. It has nothing to do with me. I'm not into all that stuff, but I just love sharing what I hear, what I see, what I experience, because I would be nothing without the experiences of other people around me. I would be nothing without the awareness of other people around me that I didn't have. So anyway, so today I was thinking about pain. I read a book a few years back, and it was called Enjoying the Pain, or A Blessing in the Pain, or something like that. Something real deep. You know how the saints are. But this book was talking about the 1% of the world population that is affected with a genetic disorder called CIPA, C-I-P-A, congenital insensitivity to pain with anhidrosis. Child, I don't know what all that means, but it's just this 1% of the population is affected by this disease, and the symptoms, or there are no symptoms. They don't feel any pain. They have no pain ever. So I read this book, and I was very interested, because I'm like, I would love to have no pain. Are you kidding me? What? Like, to go through life with no pain? But this book was so profound, because so many people in the book, all the case studies, these people almost died because they didn't know they were in danger. They didn't know they were hurting. They didn't know that there was something wrong. This one woman was in her kitchen cooking, and she forgot she dropped a knife, and the knife cut off her big toe. She almost bled to death while cooking. So I just wanted to refer to a theory that I had a long time ago that I live by, and I try to separate myself from the symptom of an event. So symptoms to me are rejection, anger, frustration. Depression can be a symptom as well. I think anxiety is a symptom. You have to pay attention to the symptoms. You have to pay attention to the things that are happening to you, because if you don't, you become like those people with CIPA, with CIPA, that insensitivity to pain. You've got to pay attention to the reactions that you have emotionally, spiritually, and sometimes even physically when you are in certain situations. You can't tell if something is wrong with a situation, or that is detrimental to you, if you don't have symptoms, if you can't feel the symptoms. So the symptoms are a blessing, but we've got to learn how to separate ourselves from it. So being emotional about things is one of the things that I'm extremely passionate about. Everything. So it's kind of hard for me to separate myself from being emotional to assess the situation so that I can fix it or get out of it, right? So a lot of times what we've been taught actually teaches us to be distracted from the actual toxicity in the situation. So, you know, a lot of times folks say, well, you just got to forgive. You got to go on with your life. You can't do this because it's wrong. Everybody else's morals and standards they're their own morals and standards. They are taught, they are passed down generationally and culturally. But we've got to assess what symptoms we have to a situation, because no one is you. You aren't other people. So whatever reactions or responses that you're having it's your body, it's your spirit, it's your mind, and it's your soul telling you, hey, don't ignore me. Something's wrong over here. We've got to fix this. We've got to make a more healthy environment for you, individual. And you've got to treat yourself. And I have a YouTube on this a few months ago. when you separate yourself from the symptoms, then you've got to treat yourself like you would a child, or a child that you love and care about, right? So when I'm with my nephew and my niece, love them dearly, they are the air that I breathe. If they're in a situation where I know they can get hurt, I remove them and I tell them, hey, you don't want to go over there. Half the time they got a whole lot of mouth and they want to talk back and tell me how they want to go over there anyway. But, that's just us in our blood. But you've got to separate yourself from the symptom. Recognize that the symptom exists. B. And C, treat yourself like you would a child that you love. No, I'm not going to let this happen to you because I love you. I'm not going to let you do this because I know it's going to hurt you. I'm not going to keep you in this situation because I don't want it to damage you. And the things that I have gone through with ease, let me tell you, there is such a difference between how I experienced life before that concept and then now. It's so much easier because the hard part though is separating how I feel and being able to objectively assess a situation. So if you can assess a situation, logically, get help. Talk to your friends, talk to your siblings or parents, someone that you trust, but you first got to identify that whatever environment or situation that you're in is toxic. There's no way that you should be losing sleep over anything. There's no way that you should be so stressed out that you can't eat. There's no way that you're not supposed to live like that. We weren't created to live like that. The physical body within itself was created to prosper and to survive and to live. Every time I'm studying for my personal trainer's test, and everything in our body was made to regenerate. It was made to duplicate itself if there's an injury. It was made to heal itself if there was trauma. So we're not made to be in a state of unhealthy living, spiritually, emotionally, or psychologically, or physically. So I hope that helps you. It sure has helped me. It's given me a lot more peace than I had before, because I was always distracted by how I felt. Well, I feel angry. Well, I feel this. That's identifying that there's something wrong. Now do something to change it. Have a nice day.